Like tracking calories, tracking expenses can make you feel bad. But there's another way to deal with your finances. It's Monarch. Monarch keeps you focused on planning ahead and hitting real financial milestones. Monarch is the all-in-one personal finance tool designed to make your life easier and make you feel better about your finances. If you want to feel aware and in control of your finances this year and also get 50% off your Monarch subscription, head to monarch.com and use the code DECORATING. I'm using Monarch now, and it's really giving me an overall view of my finances and letting me set goals and see how I am doing as far as putting some money away for a renovation that I want to do to our house. Whereas before, I didn't really enjoy tracking my finances. So set yourself up for financial success in 2026 with Monarch. It's the all-in-one tool that makes proactive money management simple all year long. Use code DECORATING at monarch.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with the code DECORATING. Today, we're going to embolden you. Hey everybody, it's Kelly Wilkniss here with Anita Joyce, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks. Today, we're discussing color. The fear is real, and we don't want you to be afraid of color, so we're going to help you get over it.
That's right. I mean, have you noticed how people say, I'm drawn to blue or green or some sort of bold color, and yet you look at their home and it's gray and white?
Yeah. We think a lot of people want color in their homes and therefore color in their lives, but they're afraid it's risky. They're afraid of it being also costly because what if they don't like it after they paint a room or buy a colorful piece of furniture? Most of the time, though, we're talking about the paint. Right, because that will make a big difference. And I think that's when people think about adding color, they think more about color on the walls. And there are a lot of reasons why you might want to go for it and get over the fear and add some color to your home.
Well, I wanted to talk for a minute first about where this fear of color comes from, because we have been told if you're selling your house, you really need to have a neutral home. And yes, we're talking about wall color. We're told that neutral homes are safe, and social media is really influencing this neutral home. You know, I used to tell clients, if you're uncomfortable, if you're worried about colors going together, worried about patterns, then stick with a neutral palette, because I felt like it was easier because you're not having to worry about how the colors are interacting. You're not having to worry about all these patterns playing nicely with each other. But guess what? I was wrong, because you know what? You can mess up neutrals just as easily as you can mess up the rooms with color, because if you don't do it right and don't have a lot of texture and different tones, I think what happens then is that people just end up with a more boring room if they than it would have been if they had just used colors. So we're not anti-neutral rooms, but we're saying if you've been afraid of color, let's talk about it and how to get over that. So I think we're also just kind of afraid of making a mistake, because what if people don't like the color we choose? What if the color looks dated? What if the colors don't play well together? I mean, these are all very real fears, especially when you're talking about a big outlay of cash when you're paying someone to paint, which, you know, used to not be nearly as expensive as it is now. So I think these fears, Kelly, you know, they're very real.
So what gives you power? What enables you to be bold, in a sense, or to make decisions that you have confidence in? It's knowledge. We have talked about color, paint color, adding color to your spaces for 9+ years now, and how to do it right. So go back and listen to some of these other episodes, the one where we give you all the information you need to be able to discern the undertones in paint colors. It's much simpler than you think. Take the 45 minutes or so to listen to that episode and get the information you need so that you're making an informed decision. A part of being informed is also learning what you like. Just because everybody is saying, oh, the color of the year is chartreuse, it doesn't mean you want to go paint your house chartreuse, right? So you just don't want to jump on the next trend because that's what everybody's doing, or that's what the paint companies are trying to sell you this year. So you want to not only learn about color, the undertones of color, how colors work together, how colors work in certain rooms, whether they're north, south, east, west facing, the amount of light. But you also want to really educate yourself on what you like. So expose yourself. Pick up a lot of design magazines. Find some Instagram accounts that you really like. Go to a paint store. Order sampleized samples. Put them up on your walls. Do the work, the homework to learn about it. It isn't rocket science, and everybody can do it. There isn't a special person that has this information that are co-hosts of Decorating Tips and Tricks, the podcast. Now, you can have this information too, and we share it with you openly. So it's just the amount of time to take the time to really look, learn, and then experiment in your own home. And the more information you have, the bolder you'll able to be.
Well, I agree with you that it needs to start with what colors resonate with you. So rather than going with just what's out there, do a little research, go on Pinterest, like you said, Instagram, go on the magazines that you can find at the library or that have access to, and look at the photos and look at what colors really resonate with you, the ones that you find beautiful, and you're going to start seeing that certain colors keep showing up. That's going to help you decide what colors to go with. And you might want to find maybe 3 colors. We've talked about that. Try to come up with maybe 1 main color and 2 supporting actors that will go well together. And then you can kind of use combinations of those 3 in a room. And what I would suggest, if you want to add color, if you have a neutral house, and based on what we've seen out there, you probably do, based on what we've seen, that a lot of people have a neutral home. So what I would suggest the starting point is first is to kind of figure out what colors you love, but then start introducing them slowly and, dare I say, safely in an environment where you feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. So don't start with painting your living room a bold navy. Start with pillows, throws, some accessories, maybe some bold artwork with beautiful color. Start there. And the beautiful thing with these items I'm talking about is that they are reversible. Buy some pillows, bring them home, put them on your sofa, your chairs. You keep the tags on, keep your receipts. You don't like them, take them back, get some more. It's okay. You can do this many times until you find some that you really like. But I would start with that before and do the paint color last. And you may not even get to the paint color. You may decide you like the neutral color on the wall, but I think this is a great place to start. And then once you feel like, okay, I've got some pillows and throws that I like, then you can kind of work from there. But I definitely would not start with tiles or big rooms with paint, because if you mess up, then that's kind of a hard thing to go backwards on. So I think this is the direction to go. And then you can move forward. And it's okay to have white walls. It's okay to have white tile. That's fine. It's okay to have a white kitchen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're all for our classic white tiles, and crisp white on the wall is beautiful. But if you're craving something else, then we don't want you to be afraid of that. Right. And some people say, well, I'm not afraid of color. I'm just afraid of the wrong color. Well, it really comes to the same thing because it gives you this color paralysis. When I was researching for this episode, there's actually I don't know if you would call it a condition or something, but it's called chromophobia.
Oh, no, something else. Something else to go wrong.
Yes, people have some intense reaction to certain colors. I mean, I've never, that I know of, met anyone with this, but apparently there's something out there. And I thought, wow, that's really intense. But then I started to think about how we associate color so much with feelings. Oh, you're feeling blue. You're green with envy. Sunshiny, happy yellow. Angry. If you ask someone, well, what color comes to mind when you say angry? They would probably say red. We, as a culture, associate, or worldwide, I'm sure, associate color with emotion. It's also wrapped up. Maybe that's where there's a hesitation, because maybe you really want a deep blue room, but for some reason it's like, oh, maybe that's sad. Or maybe you want people wanted red dining rooms for a while, but then they didn't want those anymore. Maybe it was like, oh, that's angry. I don't know. There just seems to be a lot of entanglement with color and emotion.
That's so interesting you say that, because I just bought some green glasses. Mm-hmm. They are so beautiful. My whole family is drawn to these glasses, and I can't tell you what it is about the color, but it's a very bright green. And it's not that smoky green. It's not a brownish green. It's very crisp green. And I can't even tell you why I like it, but it's really nice. And that's another way to add color, dare I say, with your table. Table linens. I mean, and then look, glasses. Why not add some colorful glasses? You can add colorful forks and knives, napkins, tablecloths, placemats, plates. So there's a lot of ways to just start small, adding the color to your home. And then you can, once you feel confident in your pillows and things, then you can move into maybe changing out some of your furniture or slip covering it if you want to add more color. I remember somebody that we loved that was really into color and pattern. And it took me a long time to notice that her sofa was white. There was so much on it, so much color with the pillows. You really couldn't even notice it at first.
Remember that linen wingback bed I told you about from Quince? Well, I just finished off the client's bedroom using Quince's luster velvet draperies. Absolutely stunning. I chose the silver, and it has this pearl essence to it, and it blocks the light. It hangs beautifully and really finishes off the room in high style. Your home, like my clients, should be a place you actually want to be in. And Quince makes that possible and accessible with their quality items at affordable prices. And how can Quince offer that pricing on their home goods? Well, they work directly with safe, ethical factories and cut out the middleman, so you're not paying that retail markup. You're getting quality home upgrades at an affordable price. And everything at Quince is made with natural materials with a timeless style. Transform your space now. Go to quince.com/DTT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. There was just such a pouring of white paint over everything for so long. And at that time when that came on the scene, it was different than what had been happening. And so it seemed fresh and new, but it was too much, right? There were so many completely white rooms. I mean, there were many blogs that were just like, a better name than this, but like the white room blog. It was just like white.
That's
all
right.
The time.
There were a lot like that.
Yeah, and I remember at that time I had a very colorful house. It was our prior home, and my kitchen was red, and I had
autumnal colors.
My autumnal colors, but it suited the house. And I always feel that I want to be directed by the house as to what maybe it needs. And that house, it would have just not looked right if you did it all neutrals and whites and one side. It was very storybooky and much more sort of English country. I remember then seeing all that and I thought, oh God, my house is not like that at all. I really want a lot of white. And then we moved here. I started with a lot of white because that's a great foundation. So if you're starting out and you're not sure what to do, sure, get some crisp white walls. But as Anita's saying, over time, you figure out what colors you love and what will work in your house. And you can start adding it in smaller ways and then add it in bigger ways. Painting I painted the bedroom and I painted all the doors. They're black, and I've just added more and more color as we went along, and I'm happier and happier in my home now. I think it's more expressive of me than just having everything literally whitewashed. That trend was so impactful across the whole design world, that you felt like you were supposed to be doing that. But now color's back. So if you were holding back, let's get bold. We're here to help you with it. We're going to link those other episodes in the show notes. Over Christmas, I always like to take some time and either have picked out special books for Christmas for me to read. That week between Christmas and New Year is just sort of like a lost week. You've got some time on your hands, hopefully. So I picked up Living with White by Chrissy Rucker. She started the White Company. We were given this book, and I never had a chance to really go through it. And it was a beautiful book, and there was a lot of great information in it and beautiful photography. But I kind of felt like a lot of the rooms fell flat for me because they were all white and just variations on white. And I really want more color now. If you do too, you should really add some to your house. Don't be overwhelmed by all the choices, and don't hire a painter and have them come and not have your color picked out already, because they're going to say, hey, I have an opening in my schedule and we want to come paint your house tomorrow. And that's how you end up with Swiss coffee, which is so unfortunate.
Poor Swiss coffee.
Poor Swiss coffee. I really don't like that color. I can't believe that as many houses have Swiss coffee or people know that color. I think it's because like somebody said it somewhere and it just got passed along, or every painter got the memo. Here's a neutral that kind of goes with everything. Swiss coffee. Ugh. But if you like Swiss coffee, that's okay too.
Another point you bring up, if you want to dip your toes in the thought of changing the colors of paint in your home, you can start with small rooms, or start with just your trim work or your doors. There's a lot of ways to go about this where you don't have to make a massive commitment. So I think that's an excellent point to make. In fact, that's something I'm planning to do, is to paint the doors here, probably in a blue, actually. Because I did gray in the other house. I think I'm going to do blue, although I might add some other colors. So we'll see. But blue does seem to be, and pink, well, although I don't know if I want the doors dusty pink, but both those colors seem to be recurring throughout my home.
Oh, and there's some beautiful blues. Oh, Dresden blue, I think, is one that I've used recently. It's a Benjamin Moore color. Oval Room by Farrow & Ball is beautiful. I could see that working in your house. I'm sure you're going to make a beautiful choice. I think that would be perfect for your house, Anita. I love that you've been adding so much more color. Colorful rugs, as you always like, and lots of color popping around your house. So think about where you might do this in your home in these smaller doses. And then if you really get on the color bandwagon, you could try the color drenching. I just did that with a client in their bedroom.
Yes.
Yeah. It's beautiful. She didn't have very big baseboards or crown. I think it would have been jarring to go from the paint color, which we did in this lovely blue. It's called Rhine River. It's a Benjamin Moore color. And it's got a little bit of a green undertone, like, a little bit aqua-y, but very dusty. It's a beautiful blue. But I think it would have felt like it was like outlined. It would have been too graphic if then you did white on the baseboard and then white on this little bit of molding. So we did the whole thing. We did the windows all in the same blue and the door. It's beautiful.
Oh, wow. That sounds wonderful. Well, and I'm thinking about some color drenching. We have the beadboard up to the chair rail, and then above that I have shiplap in the entire house. So I would even consider wallpaper, but I don't have any walls that have sheetrock on them, so I can't do that.
Yeah, so you mentioned wallpaper. We're talking about color today, and you kind of default to paint right away. At least I do. But, Anita has brought up all these other ways that you can add color even in your tabletop. But yes, wallpaper obviously can have a ton of color in it and pattern, which can be really, really bold. So get your swatches, try it out. See if you want to go for it. Love versus Design is a great company to explore their wallpaper offerings. It's really easy to hang. It's a good quality removable wallpaper, so it can be removable too if you don't want to have it forever. All kinds of ways to add some color to your home. painting your front door is a great way. You could start at the entree and paint your front door a bold color. That might just be enough, right? Or that might set you on a path of being bolder on the inside.
Well, another way that you can add color in a big way without going to the walls would be curtains, especially if you have a lot of windows in a room. That's a great way to add a big dose of color. Also, if it's a bedroom, change out that bedding to something beautiful and colorful. Another way would be, like you said, a large rug in the room that has color in it. That's another great way to add it. And all of these, although not super cheap, are going to be a lot less expensive than replacing your sofa or, painting your kitchen cabinets or something, a bold color. So these are all wonderful ways to add it.
A plug for Quince. The Quince European Linen Duvet Set comes with the duvet cover and the shams. It comes in, I think, like 30 colors. We have them in a couple of different colors, and then we have the oatmeal and the black stripe. Such great quality. And the colors are so saturated. They're really beautiful and sort of unusual colors like olive greens and terracottas. There's a lot of great colors. So that might be something to consider.
And I do like to fold a duvet and just put it at the base of the bed. But the other thing is you could buy a linen sheet in a beautiful color and use that as a bedspread. I've seen that done to beautiful effect. So that can be done, especially like you said with the quince, if they have a lot of different colors.
Yeah, and if you feel that you are a person who is really hesitant with color, then take it slow. You could schedule a consult with us. We could just do color too. We've done this with people where we're just discussing what colors that they could use in their house and what colors they gravitate towards. There was a thing, remember, this was a long time ago, weren't people like doing their colors? Like some woman would come to your house and say what colors you should wear. I've never did that, but I know people did that, right?
Yes. I think I was a winter, but nobody came to my house. I just looked online because I look better with the brighter, bolder colors. Yes.
Right. So when you think about that, look at your closet. What colors are you drawn to? Mm-hmm. I guess there's no surprise that my accent color is black because almost all my clothes are black. But I'm not sure what that says.
That's a holdover from being a New Yorker, I think.
Yeah. You're probably right. What colors do you feel good in? I've been told I look great in magenta, which I really would never think as a redhead.
Wow. That's a good color for me. Yeah.
So I do have some magenta in my closet, but I'm not thinking about painting any of my rooms magenta.
Come on, Kelly.
Yeah, well, at some point we probably had a girl's room that was close enough to magenta. Look and see what colors you're drawn to. Those are obviously the colors that either make you feel good or think that you look good in, or someone's told you look good in. So why not surround yourself with those colors in your home as well?
Well, I'm going to suggest, too, that you go to houseandgarden.co.uk. This is one of our favorite magazines.
Can I go there right now?
Yes. It's full of beautiful photos. Now, it's English style. They are known for having beautiful colors, lots of pattern, lots of color in their home. I am in love with this style. I'm in love with most of the photos on this website. And you're going to get lots of ideas on how to add color in your home in beautiful ways. So it's full of inspirational photos, and I think you're going to get some great ideas there.
Oh, that's a great tip. I start almost every day with opening up their email.
Yes, I know. I get them too.
My tea, and I look, and it doesn't take long. I think we've discussed this. You don't read, you go to the pictures first. I know you do that. You told me.
Yes, it's true.
I do read and then go to the pictures. Absolutely. Bold use of color in almost every one of the homes that they feature. So what's your crush?
Oh, well, I'm still on the table like I was last week or the last episode we recorded. This was a little something I got for my birthday that I really liked. Spode Blue Willow pastry fork set. So, We've got to have our specialty forks and spoons.
Well, you did ask me how my pickle forks were a couple of weeks
I
ago.
know. Well, these are if you have company and you have dessert, they're small little forks, but these are fun. I feel like, we kind of pass over our glasses and our flatware, and we just assume the flatware is going to be silver and the glasses are going to be clear glass. But what a great way to add more color with your glasses and your flatware. So these handles are porcelain and they have the blue willow pattern on them. So, not too expensive. And what a fun way to just add a little color. And when you're serving dessert and you have people over, it's just kind of a fun little extra thing that they're probably not expecting to have these cute, fun forks to use.
And what a nice gift from someone.
Yes.
That's so thoughtful because they know you would love that. That is really wonderful. So I'm so glad you were gifted that.
Well, and I think they would go with any blue and white dishes, or really probably any color that works with blue and white. These would go with. So you don't have to have the spode blue and white dishes to work with these.
Oh, no, because that whole blue and white thing kind of goes with anything. You can, those blue and white vases and whatnot, or the urns, you can kind of stick them in almost any decor and they really work. So I would imagine that would work on the table. So my crush is a book that has recently come out from the American Horticultural Society, The Essential Guide to Ecological Gardening. It is chock-a-block with techniques and know-hows for gardening with nature. It's beautifully written and the photographs are gorgeous. So if you are a gardener, or you want to start a garden, or you just want to know how to be a little more eco-friendly and attract some pollinators to your space, this is a great book for you. I would also suggest that if you are a gardener or you want to be one, joining the American Horticultural Society is a great idea. The membership is not very expensive. They put out a magazine. You get some perks, I think, including some discounts on garden tours across the country. And so it's just a really nice organization to support. They do great work. So we'll have the link to the book and the membership in the show notes.
That sounds great.
And we have to talk about your garden someday. I know you sent me some pictures. We do have to start focusing on that.
Okay. This is the year. Let's do it.
Okay.
Well, thanks again for hanging out with us. And remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Fabulous. Fun. Wow. Even better than I had hoped or expected. These are just a few of the words used to describe a DTT design consult. We've been doing consults for many years, and boy, are we good at it. And people are loving the results of the advice and suggestions that we make for them. It's so easy to schedule a consult with us. Just simply go to our website, decoratingtipsandtricks.com, and click consult. There you'll be led through the very simple process. And sooner than later, you, I, and Anita will be discussing your home in detail. So sign up for a consult today. Let us help you design and decorate the home that you want and deserve. Looking forward to talking to you soon.